let's take a look at what we have here. We've got some really simple cutting things. This is a razor blade. It's wrapped in a protective coating. Got to be careful with that. This is a small knife. And this is useful for cutting things like tape. You're not going to chop down a tree with that, right? Okay. I have here, this is called moleskin. You can see how there's all sorts of shapes cut out of this. You use this when you're hiking if you start to get a blister. And so you would find one that would match. And you would use that to protect your skin. So that's really handy to have. We've got Tylenol, in case you get a headache or you're just achy from a long day. This is something called Imodium. And this can help if you go to the bathroom too much, like maybe you got some bad water. It's not something you want to have happen out in the woods. Here's another medication that's also used for the same thing. In fact, it's the same medication as this one, just got a different name. We have a wet wipe so we can clean up. Benadryl can help with insect bites or allergies. This is like a petroleum jelly with an antibiotic in it, so you could use it to start a fire or to help clean a wound. We've got hand sanitizer, which is alcohol. We could use that to start a fire too. There are a couple of wipes here for sting relief. Say you got stung by a bee or any of a number of things. This will help with that. We have some alcohol wipes. Those can also be lit for a fire. And a piece of gauze. A survival whistle. Use that. You can't yell for very long, but you need people to be able to hear you from a long way away. So you would just blow as hard as you could in that if you needed it. Say you hurt your foot and you couldn't get out. People will come looking for you. They can find you by hearing that. We have here suntan lotion. That's to help you from getting sunburned. You may have just forgotten yours. This is used for starting a fire. These are candles, which can help with the fire. And then this is another ferro rod. I think I can use that to get some sparks. Oop. That's not very safe, is it? See, I can get some sparks off of that. That's kind of a stretch. The hope would be that you have a lighter or something else on you somewhere else. This is just to supplement that. You might have a lighter in your pocket, but you're not going to have tinder or wax candles. And then this is absolutely like last resort. A little bit of medical tape. That would be helpful with the gauze. Okay. We've got a piece of string. We could use that to replace shoelaces, for example, right? This is something called bank line. But you could redo your shoes with that, or maybe something broke on your backpack and you need to fix it. We have a pen. You can use that to write on things. You could find, we should have paper in here, but we don't. That's an improvement we can make to the kit, right? We want to make a note. Okay, this is a moist towelette, or a towel that you get it wet and it expands. That's really nice to have. This is something called a safety pin. It's got a pointy end in here, but it's protected by that. You could use that to, like, say your strap broke on your backpack. You feed that through one end of it, and then through the backpack part, through the strap and through the part, and then lock it shut like that. And your backpack might hold together enough. You never know what you need it for, but it's multi-purpose and very handy. We've talked about the gauze. We have a few different bandages here. This is a bigger bandage. This is used for your finger. This is just a normal bandage. And these are really just to keep dirt and things out when you get cut. You get cut all the time. And then some more regular bandages. A bit of a mismatch here. So let's see if we can get all of that to fit in this waterproof case. There's also some rubber bands on here. And you could use those to, like, if you needed to make a tourniquet, right? You absolutely needed to. You could fit that through your arm and roll it up. You don't want to do that unless it's absolutely an emergency, right? But I could roll that up my arm past where I'm bleeding to try to get things to stop. and then even put like a stick in there to tighten it. Very handy to have in a medical kit. Bleeding is how you can die the fastest. So you need to be able to respond immediately, and that's why it's on the outside. Okay. I'm going to move that down just a little bit, so it's obvious that it's first aid. Little details matter. You'd be surprised. You read just the top half of a word, so it's okay to cover the bottom more than it is the top. Okay, so let's start with packing this. Okay, I'm going to start with this on the outside. That's something I'm likely to want to get to quickly, and it would be hard to fit in there afterwards. Okay, let's go with some of the bigger things. That, and we can fit something inside of that, right? So I'm going to put my towelette right there, inside that. Okay, I'm holding that. My wet ones. That gives me a nice spot to slide things in behind. Nice and neat. It's ready when you need it, right? You probably want to come in here for Tylenol pretty, right? So you can get to it easily. If you're dirty, you can see the wet wipe. The rest of the stuff, you'll just have to know it's there. Okay, we're getting pretty good here, huh? I'm going to put the sharp stuff towards the outside. Tucking that behind the tape. Drop that. Ease down there. I don't know if you can see that. Nice and neat. See, next to the rod, it's going to be protected. Okay, now we're going with that. Okay, got our pin in there now too. The knife is something we're likely to want. We'll make it obvious. Okay. And we got all these Band-Aids. I should have done these first, huh? Let's see if we can't make this work. Okay to redo it. Okay. Are there any improvements we should have made to this kit? I think we can know where everything's at pretty quickly. Let's do a test close. There's still some more stuff that needs to go in there, but let's do a test. Right? So we designed it. We've got the Band-Aids all right here. We can find a Band-Aid by grabbing the whole thing. We can grab our moleskin. If we need to clean up, there's a wipe there. Suntan lotion, we can see that. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. Hand sanitizers right there. Tylenol, right? We've got our knife if we find the chain. Okay, that seems like it's a pretty good design. So let's put the last few things in there. We want medicine, probably near the top. Because if you need this, you don't want to go looking for it. Same thing with here. Try to squeeze that in there. Show that it's available. Okay. Let's get our rope in here. And the super glue, this is actually a replacement because I had to use the super glue that was in here. I had to fix my glasses with it, but you can use this to close a wound shut. There's so many uses for super glue, but you want single use. It dries up pretty quickly. Now we could still fit a few little things in here if we absolutely needed to, but I think that's pretty good. It's pretty comprehensive. And now I'm going to close it. I can attach my whistle on the outside. And that is a mini first aid kit put back together.